Hey guys, my name is BNS.
Hey everyone.
And I always believe in constant and never-ending improvement. And in this video, I will share the lessons I have learned from Tony Robbins.
Give it up for Tony Robbins.
First lesson is knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Yes. So many people think that knowledge is power and try to read as many books as possible and try to watch as many videos as possible, and they try to motivate themselves and try to learn skills, but they don't use it in their real life. And what's the use? So it's like being a librarian versus a philosopher. A philosopher is a person who tries to implement the knowledge that he acquires. But a librarian always collects the knowledge but don't use it. So the number one lesson I have learned from Tony Robbins is that knowledge is not power but potential power. It becomes a power only when you put that into action. So second lesson I have learned is that low energy is often normalized in our present society. Let me explain. See, if a person is like this, okay, I'm feeling bad. I have suffered a lot. Many people will come near to him and say that I can understand.
Stop it. Get some help.
And if a person is like, yeah, yo, what's up, man? And he is trying to be as energetic as possible, people will see him like a weirdo and think what's wrong with him.
What's wrong with you, stupido?
See, things have reversed. Like the things that needs to be rewarded are being looked as weird, but the things that are not good are rewarded. So Tony Robbins says that we are in a society that people always look high energy people as weird, but in reality, who succeeds? The people with high energy. So please do not think what people will think about you if you have so much energy, but always try to be as energetic as possible, because a person behaving like this, yes, I'm very bad, cannot do great things because his body language and his behavior will not let him to become great. But the person with full of energy can become great because he has a lot of energy with him, and with that energy he can do a lot of miracles.
This is something else.
And the third lesson I have learned from Tony Robbins is that quality of questions determine the quality of our lives.
Ask a better question, get a better answer.
See, many people always ask bad questions and wrong questions, and often they get wrong answers and wrong solutions. Our brain is like a computer, so whatever you type, you get the answer. So for example, if a person says, why am I such a loser? Why bad things always happen to me? And the brain will give you the answer, right?
You should have thought of that earlier.
It will say that, yes, you are a loser. That's why you are getting all these things. Yes, you have failed in this life. So that's why you are attracting this bad stuff.
Stings, doesn't.
But what happens if we switch our questions? What happens if we ask that, what can I do to become the greatest person that have ever existed in the universe? Then brain will think in another way. So my advice to everyone listening is that try to come up with great questions. With great questions come great answers.
With great power comes great responsibility.
So please do not ask silly questions. If you ask silly questions, you will get silly answers. See, if you ask how can I make this happen, brain will give you the solutions. But if you ask why I'm not doing this, brain will give you excuses. Fourth lesson I have learned from Tony Robbins is that many people say I should do this instead of I must do this. There's a lot of difference between should versus must. He always says that people should over themselves. So for example, many people say that I should do this to improve my finances, or I should do exercise in order to become fit, so I should do it. So I should is placing your action in future. So it's not letting you to do the action now itself. So imagine if you say that I must do exercise, then it's a commitment. If you say I should do exercise, it's like it's not that strong. But if you say I must do exercise, there's a lot of difference in that. So please stop shooting over yourself and always have a mindset that you must do it. See, must shows that there is no other alternatives, but should shows that it's okay not to do that. So next time, whenever you want to do something, you say that I must complete this. I must work out. Then our whole mindset will change.
Stop it. Get some help.
So the fifth lesson I have learned from Tony Robbins is called 90 seconds rule. So this is a very practical tool that if one starts to incorporate this rule in their lives would become more calm. So let's say a person is giving a hard time.
Rent? Give me rent.
Enough that you think that, okay, why he is giving me a hard time, like he's such a waste person. And you suffer so much in your mind that you always think about him or her, and you always try to think about what revenge I can take. And you always think, how can I settle score with them? But in reality, it disturbs our peace and tranquility of our mind. So Tony Robbins offers this 90-second rule. That is, take 90 seconds to do whatever you want. You can scold him, or you can think about the revenge ways, or you can suffer whatever you want. But only for the 90 seconds. And after 90 seconds, leave it.
Give me rent.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Okay? And after 1.5 minutes, you say that, okay, that's it. I will never think about that, and I will not suffer from that moment onward.
Yeah, great.
It's not worth our time feeling bad for ourselves all the time. So you have spent some time for that and leave it. And from that now, it's a new chapter for us.
An orange.
And we can always let it go.
Yeah.
So Tony Robbins have a deep position in my heart, and he has changed my life so much that the reason why I believe in constant and never-ending improvement is because of him. He was the first person to introduce the word constant and never-ending improvement, CANI, to me. And for that reason, I'm always grateful to him. And my greatest dream is to meet him at least once, or talk with him at least once in my lifetime. And I know it will happen. I'm very much looking forward to meeting him. And so thank you so much for watching. I know you guys are awesome, tackler as always.
They love me.